It does not lack ideas. It does not lack courage. What Africa needs is unity. Real unity. Not in speeches, but in action. We must trade with each other. Teach each other, defend each other, and love each other. I am not perfect. I am not a prophet. I am just a man who refuses to see his people suffer in silence. If they try to kill me for speaking the truth, let them try. But the voice of truth will not.
Captain Ibrahim Traore breaks silence. He said they are trying to terminate him for taking the right action and also for speaking out. Also, Togo and Chad, they've just joined, military force, with AES, the military team formed by Ibrahim Traore with other neighboring countries. So Togo and Chad have just joined them. Also, Ibrahim Traore went further to send message to the likes of Tinubu and African leaders. And Africa, you guys, you've got to watch this video. It's very, very, enlightening and deep. Endeavor to share and please like it. Thank you.
To the brave youth of Africa, to my fellow leaders, to the heart of our continent, our communities, and to every African living across the world, this message is for you. Africa is not poor. We have been made to believe we are poor. But the truth is, Africa is the richest continent on earth. We have what the world dreams, like gold, diamonds, oil, fertile land, clean water, 12 hours of sunlight every day, and ecosystems full of life. Yet, our people suffer in poverty, our children go hungry, and our youth leave home, searching for dignity abroad. This must end. We have 54 independent countries in Africa. That means we have 54 presidents, 54 governments, 54 flags. I swear to Allah, if we unite, there is no force on earth that can stop us. Not one. To my African brothers and sisters, freedom is not just a flag or a national anthem. Freedom means building our own roads, controlling our own resources, teaching our own history, and shaping our own future. For too long, others have used what belongs to us to grow rich. They take our minerals to power their industries. Our cocoa makes their chocolate, our oil fuels their cars. Yet our people walk miles for water. Our farmers struggle while foreign companies harvest our land. To the youth of Africa, you are not just the future, you are the present. You are the energy, the voice, the courage that this continent needs. Rise with knowledge, with skills, with love for your land. Do not be ashamed to be African. Be proud, be bold, be ready to defend what is yours, not with hate, but with purpose. To African leaders, I speak with respect and humility. Alone, I can only do something, but together, we can change everything. I need you to be my shoulders, and I will be yours. Let us stop waiting for solutions from those who benefit from our problems. Let us create our own path with African unity, African pride, and African solutions. To the businessmen and investors of Africa, especially those living abroad, come home, believe in this continent, build your companies here, create jobs here, and develop your land. Let me joke a little with my wealthy brothers and sisters who live in the West. You spend your life, your time, your money to build beautiful cities in other countries. You make their economies grow. But when death comes near, you say, please bury me in my country. My dear brother, listen to me very well. Africa is not a graveyard. It is a land to live in, to grow in, and to build in. To the African community, let's support our own. Let's buy from African farmers, work with African hands, invest in African talents. We must stop waiting for help. We must help each other. From Cape Town to Cairo, from Dakar to Djibouti, we are one family. Divided, we are weak, but united, we are unstoppable. Africa does not lack brains. It does not lack ideas. It does not lack courage. What Africa needs is unity. Real unity. Not in speeches, but in action. We must trade with each other. Teach each other, defend each other, and love each other. I am not perfect. I am not a prophet. I am just a man who refuses to see his people suffer in silence. If they try to kill me for speaking the truth, let them try. But the voice of truth will not die. I do not fear death. I fear watching Africa sleep while others build empires on our backs. Let the world know this. Africa is awake. We are rising, not to beg, not to borrow, but to build, with our hands, with our minds, with our hearts. The journey is long, but the time is now. May Allah protect our people, and may the spirit of Africa never fade.
Since the formation of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, composed of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, Traoré has emerged as one of the key figures leading the push for military self-reliance in West Africa. Now, with the participation of Chad and Togo in the latest joint military exercises, the region is witnessing the birth of what many are calling Africa's Army of the Future. The second edition of the joint military operation known as Tyrannical, Death to Betrayal of the Homeland, began on May 14, 2025, in the Talia region of western Niger. Under the blazing Sahelian sun, troops from the AES bloc, alongside reinforcements from Chad and Togo, gathered not under the flag of a foreign power, but under a united African banner. The message was clear. Africa is ready to solve its own security problems. This exercise is not just a military drill. It is a declaration of independence from decades of foreign military dependency. For years, Western nations dictated the terms of security in the Sahel, often under the guise of counterterrorism assistance. But these interventions rarely addressed the root causes of instability and, in many cases, worsened them. Now, leaders like Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, Assimi Goïta of Mali, and General Abdourahmane Tiani of Niger are showing a new path forward. What makes Tabernacle 2025 different is not only its scale, but its symbolism. It represents an ideological shift. The inclusion of Chad and Togo, countries that had historically aligned with Western security frameworks, signals a broader continental pivot. These nations are now responding to a pan-African call to action: defend the homeland, forge military unity, and break the cycle of external dependence. Before we continue, welcome to Izizi Africa, where we bring the African vision to life and make African stories go global. Help us in pushing the message forward as we continue to inspire, educate, and empower. Subscribe now, like, and share our videos, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for our next videos. Now let's continue. For Ibrahim Traoré, these exercises are more than just a show of force. They are part of a long-term strategy to build a self-sufficient defense infrastructure for Burkina Faso and its allies. The goal is to develop indigenous capabilities, training, equipment, and doctrine that reflect African realities, not foreign interests. This ambition was evident in the meticulous organization of Tabernacle. Military units simulated cross-border threat scenarios, conducted joint tactical maneuvers, and practiced counterinsurgency operations. Senior officials from each country supervised the exercises, emphasizing coordination, interoperability, and leadership. The impact on morale has been profound. Soldiers who once served under fragmented commands and foreign-led missions now find themselves part of a unified African force. They are learning from each other, exchanging battlefield expertise, and building trust. This is not just military evolution. It is the foundation of a Pan-African security identity. Assimi Goïta of Mali has been instrumental in promoting this vision. His government, like Traoré's, has prioritized regional cooperation over international dependency. The removal of French troops from Mali was not an act of isolation but an assertion of autonomy. That same spirit now animates these joint exercises. General Abdourahmane Tiani of Niger, too, understands the stakes. His country has faced relentless attacks from armed groups, many of which exploited porous borders and weak regional coordination. Tiani's decision to host the Tabernacle exercises is a testament to his commitment to regional defense unity. By training together, these nations are building the muscle memory needed to respond swiftly and collectively to threats. Chad's involvement marks a significant development. Long seen as a key military ally of France in the region, Chad's shift toward AES-style cooperation reflects changing calculations. With instability spreading and foreign solutions failing, leaders in N'Djamena recognize the value of regional solidarity. Togo's participation is equally important. A coastal nation with less exposure to desert insurgencies, Togo is nonetheless acutely aware of the spillover threats posed by Sahel instability. Its decision to join the tyrannical drills shows that the AES model is gaining traction beyond its original core. It also hints at a growing willingness among African states to prepare for security threats before they reach their doorsteps. These developments raise critical questions for all Africans. Can we build an African defense ecosystem that protects our people, respects our sovereignty, and resists foreign manipulation? Can the AES become a model for a continent-wide military alliance that responds to African priorities rather than Western agendas? Already, we are seeing signs of what that future might look like. The tyrannical exercise emphasized the use of local knowledge, terrain-adapted tactics, and community-focused strategies. This stands in contrast to the often one-size-fits-all approaches imposed by foreign military programs. African commanders are tailoring their doctrines to the realities on the ground, and it is working. Moreover, this military awakening is not happening in a vacuum. It is accompanied by a growing economic and political confidence. Under Ibrahim Traore's leadership, Burkina Faso has nationalized key industries, invested in homegrown infrastructure, and strengthened ties with fellow African states. The military exercises are simply another pillar in the broader project of self-determination. The symbolism of the operation's title, Death to Betrayal of the Homeland, is no coincidence. It reflects a pan-African awakening, a recognition that the betrayal of Africa often begins with dependence on others to solve our problems. The AES bloc and its allies are now saying, never again. The international community is watching closely. Some are skeptical, while others are quietly concerned. The West, in particular, is not used to African nations asserting military independence. There are fears that these moves could undermine long-standing influence networks. But to the citizens of Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad, and Togo, these fears are irrelevant. What matters is that their sons and daughters are finally taking charge of their own defense. Of course, challenges remain. Building a fully independent military alliance is no small feat. It requires funding, logistics, training institutions, and regional trust. But the will is there, and that is half the battle. As these exercises continue in Temek, one cannot help but feel that something historic is unfolding. It is not just a drill. It is a glimpse into Africa's military future. It is a movement born from pain, matured through struggle, and now marching with purpose. If this model spreads, we could soon see a Sahel Security Pact evolve into a broader African Defense Union. That may sound ambitious, but 5 years ago, the idea of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso removing foreign troops seemed impossible too. Yet here we are, watching African boots on African soil defending African interests, together. The youth of Africa are watching. They are seeing that leaders like Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, and General Tiani are doing more than talking. They are acting. They are taking bold steps to protect sovereignty, dignity, and peace. And in doing so, they are earning the respect and loyalty of their people. So we ask you, do you believe this Pan-African military movement is the future of Africa? Should more African countries join forces like this to defend their sovereignty and build a new security architecture? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you believe in an Africa that rises on its own terms, if you support this movement for self-reliance, dignity, and progress, then be part of the change. Like this video, share it far and wide, and let the world know that a new Africa is here.